Welcome to Machine God Eats, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Darling, and I've been thinking about getting a second job. In fact, something's telling me that I need to get a second job due to the fact that the economy is about to go belly up, or at least it feels like it. There's a lot of economic uncertainty going on right now with these tariffs and the inflation and the fact that a lot of people are being laid off, the rise of AI, things I've talked about ad nauseum on this channel. Something's telling me that if I can, I should get a second job. However, as a content creator, content creation within itself feels like a job for me. So getting a second job would take me away from content creation, which in the long term pays me a little bit of a dividend, right? But living here over the last 7 months, it's served its purpose. I do enjoy living here, but there are things about living here that irritate me to no end. For instance, 2 o'clock in the morning, there's always niggas, or I should say ninjas, out here having gang meetings, having meetups or whatever buddy situation they got going on out there at fucking 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. It gets irritating after a while. Now, I don't know if we don't have security or staff out there checking, or if security's involved in a brouhaha, but people live here, okay? And after a minute, that gets very irritating. Content creation, the walls are thin. You try to make content, there are people walking past, and after a minute, you're like, all right, I can probably afford to live in someplace a little bit nicer if I grind just a little bit harder. But I see people that work two jobs that I work with. For instance, they work at one restaurant, they work at a rival restaurant, and then they work at our restaurant. They work at our restaurant in the morning, go to the rival restaurant at night, and they bring in a good amount of money. However, I think of it like this: we all end up at the same place every day anyway. We all end up at this restaurant, right? We all spend all this time together. We all spend all this energy within the same industry, even though you guys are working multiple jobs and you have a whole nother staff that y'all go to too. Where is the life to be lived? I personally don't feel like we should have to work two jobs just in order to maintain a basic standard of living, right? I keep a very, low cost of living for myself, and I'm going to continue to do that. I'm not talking about ever going anything beyond too much more exuberant than I am right now, even if I was making a lot of money, because I would like to be able to keep my finances. I would like to be able to keep my head above water, so to speak. I don't want to ever drown again and end up back in the streets. And I know that's where a lot of people's fear is. They don't want to sleep in no goddamn park. They don't want to live out here in the streets. They don't want to go to a shelter, all that other bullshit. You don't have to deal with that stuff, okay? I know I don't. I know it was hard for me, day to day. Okay, I got to go to the gym. Oh, okay, the park. Okay, I got this fucking tire. I still haven't fixed that bike, by the way, either. Okay, but I've been thinking about getting a second job, and I don't want to. It's the last thing in the world I want to do. But something's telling me just for a few months, I probably need to, just to bring in some extra money. Plus, there are some things I want to buy. I just mentioned the bike. I want to just throw that away and go ahead and just buy a whole nother bike at some point. And I'm not going to be able to do it with the way my finances are looking right now. Right now, my finances maintain, right? They pay the rent here weekly, and they pay for my bus pass, they pay for my phone and my gym membership. That is it. That is the extent of it. And as y'all can see, yes, I have lost a lot of weight, and it's because my diet has changed significantly over the last couple months. I stopped eating meat, and I've only recently, within the last week or so, started eating salad. And I'm telling you, okay, that has been just cleaning me out too. So but I'm lean. I got some. I'm over here skinny as hell. I'm down to my high school weight, but I feel amazing. I went running the other day, never even lost my breath, was able to just do the sprint and all that. At 42 years of age, I feel good, and even I feel like getting a second job will take away from even my health goals, right? And the focus that I've been able to put into just my diet and my exercise and the consistency that have gone along with that. It feels like getting a second job will take away from that. Getting a second job, honestly, for me, feels like surrendering to slavery. We are all slaves to somebody, to something, to this machine in some way, shape, or form. But that just feels like just putting the shackles on my arm, okay? But there are things, the bike. Also, we saw this GTA 6 trailer that dropped a couple days ago, okay? And that's hot sauce. That is hot sauce. I've been on the hype train ever since. I'm probably gonna be the main conductor of the hype train over the next year about GTA. Okay, I am hyped. I don't know, something fell over there. I'm hoping it's not a roach on my pillow. Ew, what the fuck just fell over there? But anyway, I'm hyped. All right, but I will have to buy either an upgraded PC, and who knows if the game's gonna come out day and date with PC, which I doubt it. Usually GTA's come out like a year or a few months after they come out on a console. So I'm just thinking about getting a PS5 and getting into that. In order to afford that, I would need a second job to do that. Okay. Now, my goal over the last few months, one of the reasons I hadn't got a second job isn't because finding an extra part-time job out here is difficult, but I'm a content creator, as I mentioned, and I create content on other platforms like TikTok, and I'm very close over there on that platform to being monetized. I think I'm like 200 people away from having 10,000 followers I need to be monetized. However, I made a video about this offensive statue that was displayed in Times Square yesterday. It was of a black woman with her hands on her hips, overweight. And I was saying, y'all don't see how low the bar has been set, how low they think of us, how low the bar is to be an African American, is what they think of us when they make this type of content, right? I mean, when they make, whoever commissioned this don't see much of us. When you have so many fit and fabulous fucking people that you can immortalize throughout the annals of history for people to look back on this time and see. But no, you guys commission this statue, y'all commission a George Floyd statue to make us look like fucking minstrel shows. And you can't tell me otherwise. Whoever commissioned that statue, fuck you. But anyway, I made that video. Okay, I'm sorry. And TikTok restricted it. They didn't take it down, they restricted it. But then they sent me a email saying you need to look at the restrictions on your account. So I went and looked at them because I never pay attention to that type of shit. Went and looked at them and came to find out, out of the dozens upon dozens of videos I made on that platform, most of them, a good portion of them, were restricted. Meaning they're restricted because of language, because of content, whatever the reason. Like that video, the reason that TikTok said that they took the video about the statue down was for nudity. Nudity of all things. I don't know if they thought the statue was naked or whatever, but when I went through with the other videos, I saw similar stupid ass reasons as to why they were restricted and why my account's restricted and why some of my content is not being pushed. So I decided, being so close to being monetized on there, to just delete all that content on there. Most of it you can still find here on YouTube because I repurpose them as shorts. And when I do have short form content that I put up here, exclusively for here, or any videos that I put up here, it's 100% myself. TikTok is requiring, and platforms like TikTok are requiring you to curate yourself to the point where you're not even yourself. You're creating content for the algorithm. You're not creating content for your audience. You're creating content for the algorithm. You have to curate yourself into this little box between 1 to 3 minutes to get your point across without much nuance in order to get something. You have to sensationalize things without wrapping it up. Whereas with YouTube here, I can get my shit off. I can meander, come all the way back around, wrap it up, and y'all get all the nuance and my complete opinion on the subject as opposed to this little bitty snippet of what I think, right? And TikTok does that. I mean, of course you can make 10-minute videos, but who's watching that shit if you're not getting, directly to the salacious parts on there, because people's attention spans are shot to shit over there, right? But being so close to being monetized over there, I figure if I get monetized over there, it will be able to supplement my income enough to be that's like a second job between YouTube and TikTok. YouTube does restrict some of my monetization. As y'all, if you follow this channel, sometimes I can get off the chain. All right, I get it. I can get off the fucking chain. I get it. And so some of my content does get limited ads, okay, here on YouTube. So I don't make a whole lot of money here on YouTube, but I like being myself on YouTube. This is therapy for me. This has been therapy for me, especially within this last year. I've been on the streets, getting here, everything. My audience lifts me up more than y'all can ever freaking know. And I, in turn, want to do the same for y'all. That's why I try to offer positive advice when I offer advice, whenever I can, when I'm not being silly, in order for y'all to feel better about whatever y'all situation is. And that's why I want to say this whole second job thing, people like myself feel guilty that we're not working 2-3 jobs, because it's like, yo, we can bring in that money because we know what's coming. Might as well do it, okay? I don't know if y'all can hear all our neighbors and everybody. They have their office like right next door too. So like I said, it's very hard to make content. And at some point, I'm gonna want to get to a point in life or just in general to where I can have a place to make content in peace and put my all that, and it's gonna require saving some money. And in this economy, it's just damn fucking hard to do it when all you're trying to do really is not end up back on the streets, right? But like I say, content over there will be curated. Content over there does feel more like a job because the thought that you have to go into like censoring yourself while still getting your same point across is insane, right? TikTok and platforms like TikTok let people who I personally feel like CIA agents come out of the fucking woodwork and put these subjects on the populace, and then they handcuff some of us who want to literally offer a nuanced opinion on certain subjects and then restrict our accounts, and then they let these same people get their shit off to the umpteenth degree, like this DL Whisperer guy that they're allowing to shame straight heterosexual men for just aesthetics by saying, oh, they're gay or they're this or they're that, right? And when you try to respond to it, they restrict your account because you are a straight heterosexual man responding to a gay man who's being accusatory and shaming you for having this. It's ridiculous. It's like crazy. Then you have to make up language over there. Oh, to say death or die or somebody got killed, you have to say unalive. To say gun, you have to say pew pew or pow pow. You have to say dumb shit. If somebody gets raped, you have to say essayed or graped. You have to make up all these dumbass words that people have come up with over there. And if you don't play that dumbass game over there, you get restricted. So the content over there has to be curated and it has to be put in this nice little package in order for me to be able to even make money over there, or for me to even be able to enjoy making the content over there. So I've been almost thinking about being a parody of myself in a way in order to get that shit off, and maybe that would get it around the algorithm if I do my content as satire or as a joke. But whatever, it is what it is. This is what's been on my mind. Okay, that's just been going on. All right, and this has just been like, like a vlog or whatever. One thing I do want to talk about, and this is for young people. A lot of young people, and I don't know if it's because the pandemic did this to a lot of y'all, but a lot of y'all niggas on a fundamental level can't count, okay? And y'all niggas need to learn how to count change. And I know that seemed like this just coming left field, but I was at a Wendy's today, okay? And I know me and Wendy's, okay? But I went to Wendy's to get me some potato wedges. I do this every other morning. This is not new, okay? I do this every other morning. And sometimes there's this kid in there, young guy, and he has difficulty counting the change. Now, based on his appearance, I don't think that he has Down syndrome, but the boy has problem counting out, anything over 50 cents to you, right? Or if it involves dimes and nickels and pennies, it's going to frustrate the kid. So I go in there today to get some potato wedges. Go in there to ask for these potato wedges. He comes up to the register perplexed, right? Like they always do in the fucking morning, as if, yeah, y'all got people that come into the lobby. Y'all, it's open. Come and just take and I get the same thing every day. This ain't a complex order. I don't eat meat. I don't eat most of the shit on the fucking menu over there. I just want some fries or some potato wedges. Hey, can I help you? Yeah, I just want some large potato wedges. Oh, okay. So you're figuring out stuff. The manager over there yelling the code to him to get into the come on, guys, get your shit together, okay? I tell him I want a large potato wedge. He starts putting it in. Now, before he even came over to the register, he over there planning these fries. Now, before he even started planning the fries, I had been standing there about 2-3 minutes. Those fries just been sitting there. Comes over there planning the fries and the potato wedges, doing this. And when he saw me, he goes, oh, comes over there, take my order. I order potato wedges. He goes back over there, starts continue playing the potato wedges. Planning the potato wedges. Them motherfuckers is cold. When he went over there, he dropped the new thing, potato wedges. But this kid decides to put them old potato scraping, all that hard shit, rock ass fucking potato wedges, and put them in the thing, right? In the fucking fry thing. Puts it up in under the lamp for a second for whatever reason. Then I guess he thought about it. He looked at me. Then he decided to put them back. I said, no, I'll wait for the new fries. He huffs. Like I said something offensive. No, nigga, them fries been sitting there at this point for 5 fucking minutes. I'll take some of the new fries. So he lets the fries cook. It's like 5 minutes before I have to be at work. It's like, I think it's like 8:50 something, 8:55. So my job is like right next door. So I'm like, all right, this boy, it's almost done. He comes over there. He still has the fries, the old fries under the lamp, and he picks them up. I'm thinking he's about to throw the fries away. I'm like, I know he's not about to mix these old ass, fucking hard ass fries with this new batch, with the new batch. Of course he does. So he throws them, and I'm like, oh my god! But I had to be at work in like a couple minutes. So he gets them, but this time instead of putting them in a big large thing, in a big large white thing, he puts them in a smaller red thing. I ordered large fries. I done paid almost fucking $5 for these goddamn potato wedges. I'm like, is that the right size? He said, oh no, I made a mistake first by putting them in these white ones. And if that's the case, Wendy's, y'all need to get y'all shit together. It don't need to be that complicated because it seemed like I'm getting cheated now. It seemed like he got an attitude because I asked him for fucking fresh fries. But whatever, I ain't got time for this. So he puts them in there. I said, can I get a barbecue sauce? I ask for a barbecue sauce every day. There's been times I've gone in there and these niggas didn't have barbecue sauce, sweet and sour sauce, ranch, not a goddamn thing. And I literally have to ask them niggas, what are y'all doing about the niggas that are ordering nuggets? Are these niggas eating dry white meat? That's crazy work. So whatever, anyway. So I'm like, yo, let me go and ask him for this barbecue sauce. This boy, take in mind, I have large potato wedges. This boy puts one barbecue sauce. He puts one fucking barbecue sauce in my bag. I'm like, all right, what? I'm like, can I get another barbecue sauce? He puts another one in there like he got an attitude, brother. This ain't your shit, kid. You already had an issue. This interaction of me getting these large fries just took about 10 minutes. I got in there about a little bit over 10 minutes. I got in there like 9:40 something. I'm the only one in there. It already shouldn't have took this long for this. This is already taking too long. This is already a problem. And this is every morning. And I decided to say, stop going to Wendy's. Just why not? You go to Wendy's all the time. You hate it. You hate going here. Right? Just like I go to the 7-Eleven over here for convenience. Because right next there, I'll be wanting some potato wedges. I don't have to go across the street to go somewhere else to get potato wedges, all this other stuff. And I go there for convenience. Stop going there for convenience. I told myself today. You need to stop because you're frustrated now. Now you want to hurt people. And that's not even time we were on until we came here to get these fuck-ass potato wedges. And I do this to myself every morning. Now, I say that to say, y'all niggas want to work. You young people. And there are people discriminating against y'all because of y'all age, because of y'all's generation, because they look at y'all as kind of retarded. And it's not even y'all fault. It's not. I blame us. I blame the older generation for leading y'all astray, right? For selling y'all a dream, for telling y'all that the sky is the fucking limit. But I'm here to tell y'all and clip some wings that the limit is the sky for some of y'all. It just is. And it's because of y'all are remedial. You understand? Like, y'all are slow in a way that y'all literally believe that y'all are entitled to comfort, right? And I know that sounds crazy, right? But you are if you work for it. It's not going to be given to you. You understand? And I know that this world has been set up where it's so rigged that it seems like, well, how can I get comfort in a world that's this rigged? It's always been rigged. It's always been rigged. That's the game of it. It was rigged when I was growing up. It was rigged to a certain degree when my parents was growing up, especially for black people. It's all the game has been rigged. It's not a new this shit that we going through. I see, oh, we're poor now. What are we gonna do? This ain't new for a lot of us. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Scraping by, worrying about, and it's not just for black people, it's across the board in America. People that are in this class, the low class, the fucking poor class, right? I don't like saying low class, but the poor class, the working class, know what it's like to be broke and hungry and desperate. We already know what that's like. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, should I get a second job? Shouldn't I get a second job? If I do get a second job, I can be sitting on some money, shit go left, I can have that cushion to fall back on, and I can put money aside for my PlayStation 5 because I don't want to be out here with my dick out when GTA 6 launch, and I'm the only nigga not playing it. That's crazy work. We don't want that. You feel me? We don't want that to happen. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Yeah, man, you guys make this worth doing. I enjoy doing videos immensely here on YouTube. I am still working on cartoons. I know y'all don't see that stuff because it takes a while. It does take time. And on top of that, right, it's another reason I don't want to get a second job. I got shit to make, right? I feel like this here, YouTube, my other channel, Notland, which I want to start putting gaming content over there because it just don't fit here. I'm gonna. I feel like this is what I want to do with my life. You know, they ask you what you want to do with your life. I want to do this. But I know the young generation probably like, Unc, you cooked. I am cooked, but I'm gonna still try. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.